О, круточка. Фиолет. Я стримлю. Через 10 дней только будет доступно.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spot.
114 смогу.
All right, amuse me.
Сколько там еще осталось? А. 29. Цвет сакуры. Не успел улететь. Доброе утро. Где-то тут еще должно быть. А вон. Вот эти жуки тоже мне нужны. Для прокачки.
Show them.
Наверное, еще выросли эти цветки в других местах. Может быть, их хватит, кстати, их. А вон еще. На 21 штуку еще осталось найти. Ого, сколько кристаллов тут.
Solidify!
Right here. Everybody stand back! Come on out. Emerge right now.
This is order. Solidify!
Один жук. Кстати. Пипец, надо жуков ему, а? Дурдом полный. Вчера ко мне в мир такой милый человек зашел, а потом я отвернулась, а он стрел мой запись и сбежал. Ну, такое бывает, поэтому и надо быть настороженным всегда, начеку. Потому что непонятные люди заходят. Один раз ко мне чувак зашел и просто, ну, я даже не знаю, как выразиться. Короче, какую-то херню начинал творить. То есть постоянно бегал и собирал все мои ресурсы. И на мой вопрос, короче, он только говорил fuck you, и все, короче. И дальше собирал ресурсы. Мне пришлось выйти, как бы, ну, из кооператива. Хотя я не против, если кто-то собирает ресурсы, но зачастую я просто занят. То есть я захожу в игру ненадолго поиграть, и если кто-то стучится, я, как правило, не пускаю, потому что, ну, я тогда не успею свои дела сделать. Ну, я вообще практически в кооператив тут не играю, очень редко. Да и в другие миры я тоже не захожу почти. Никуда не спешу, в принципе, не вижу смысла спешить, собирать ресурсы. Ну, было пару раз, когда я заходил, но в другие миры. Именно чтобы собрать ресурсы, но я спрашивал, как бы. Мне бы сундуки найти где-то еще. Чуть-чуть. В Инадзуме, потому что мне 5 не хватает печати электро. А там сразу 2 крутки. Ну, в кооператив весело играть, наверное, если ты знаешь чувака. То есть, ну, кооператив это всегда весело, если ты играешь с кем-то, кто тебе нравится. Да, привет, спасибо за донат. Сейчас, ну, оценю. Хотя я сразу говорю, я не эксперт и много чего не знаю в этой игре, так что тоже я как бы недалеко ушел от тебя, так что это будет не экспертное мнение. Ну да, спрашивать, конечно, нужно. Единственное, что может помешать языковой барьер, то есть если английский плохо знаешь, пока ты там ну, переведешь с помощью переводчика, чувак может скипнуть быстро. Так, 42, 77, 60, 40, 20, 54, 60. Это уровни. Главного героя, я считаю, не нужно качать. Ну, то есть, мое мнение, что главный герой слабый. Имха. Только если как, ну, не знаю, в сюжетку как бы вникнуться, чтобы играть им. Или если у тебя персонажей мало. Но мне кажется, что главный герой, ну, как бы, слабоват. Хотя, если у тебя нету стихии ветра, ну, как других персонажей, можно и качнуть. А какой у тебя ранг? 41 ранг у тебя. Ну, у тебя, я вижу, не хватает огненных персонажей. Но у тебя хорошая связка получается Аяка и... как она там? Сянлин. Вот у них очень хорошая связка, потому что бьешь льдом по огню, получается там реакция, хороший урон вылетает. Ну, ты начинающий игрок, я так смотрю, так что, ну, особо тебе можно не напрягаться сильно по сюжетке. Главное, иди. Вот сейчас те самые главное, это сюжетку выполнять. Прям до упора. И ивенты выполнять. Короче, все ресурсы собирать с ивентов. И по чуть-чуть прокачивать. А так у тебя персонажи хорошие. Только у тебя два ледяных персонажа. Тебе бы это не помешал бы. Конечно, персонаж какой-нибудь огненный, хороший. Утау, например. Такой бомжатский ак. Я бы не сказал, что у тебя бомжатский ак. У тебя Аяка есть, а это имба в этой игре. То есть это один из самых сильных персонажей. У тебя Ганью есть. Тоже один из самых сильнейших персонажей игры. И у тебя Сянлин есть, тоже довольно полезный персонаж. Тебе бы прокрутить тогда, найти баннеры Сянлин и до 6-го созвездия как-нибудь допереть бы, или хотя бы, ну, там до 3-го. Барбару я бы прокачал бы, потому что хил не лишний будет. Многие почему-то недооценивают Барбару, говорят, ну, бесполезный персонаж. На самом деле Барбара... Она хороший хил и особенно по началу игры очень сильно спасает. Вот книжка у тебя правильная, да, тут все верно. Ну, короче, тебе надо докачивать ранг приключений, я считаю. Потому что у тебя стопорится прогресс из-за этого. То есть тебе для этого надо сюжетку сейчас проходить. То есть именно сюжеткой тебе надо заниматься. Потому что там на 55-м ранге, по-моему, если я не ошибаюсь. Короче, дают легендарные вот эти вот артефакты. И с ними, как бы, конечно, ну, другой уровень уже. С фиолетовыми артефактами, ну, такое. Ну, тут церемониальный меч. Да, все верно. Вот Синсу, я считаю, надо прокачать обязательно, созвездие на него набить побольше. И Сянлин. Вот тогда вот так можно сделать. Короче, тогда взять Аяку и... У тебя, кстати, охеренный меч, по-моему, а нет, это фиолетовый, по-моему, да? Или я втыкаю? Ну, вроде нормальное оружие, судя по всему. Но взять, короче, Аяку и сделать ей, короче, тогда сет, потом в дальнейшем, не сейчас, а потом в дальнейшем сет на лед, короче, в ледяном данже. Чтобы у тебя было крит по замороженным этим, ну, врагам. И синсу, короче, играть. То есть вот так вот объединить в отряд Аяку и синсу. И вот с этим артефактом, ну, Аяка будет дамажить больше. И синсу, то есть хорошая связка. Тогда Ганьюй Сянлин будет во второй пачке, например, в ту же бездну. Нормально пойдет, я считаю. Ну, хил там обязательно нужно прокачать. Там 2 хилера нужно. Там Барбара, ну, щитовик еще нужен. Ну, я не знаю, какие у тебя еще персонажи есть. Ну, в принципе, вот главного персонажа можно прокачать. То есть, если у тебя нету анимо, вот это стихия, то есть, если других нету персонажей, может тогда и главного прокачать, я считаю. Ну, а так нормально у тебя, как бы, ну, на первый взгляд, до начала вполне даже. То есть сейчас самое главное тебе проходить все ивенты, все квесты и как можно больше опыта приключений получать, чтобы побыстрее до 50-го ранга докачаться, чтобы легендарные артефакты получить уже. А так что-то советовать еще, ну, тут особо ничего не посоветуешь, пока тут как бы в этой игре, ну, нужны артефакты легендарные и 90-й уровень. Так, для старта нормально, хороший аккаунт. Ну, для старта, как для начинающего, то есть у некоторых и такого нет, хорошие персонажи. Ну, так с 2 ледяных там буст крила идет. Но в отряде лучше по-другому сделать. То есть они будут как бы, ну, 2 дамаг-дилера, они будут у друг друга время воровать. То есть это, по сути, персонажи, которые, ну, то есть они должны на главной роли быть, а так ты будешь то одним персонажем, то вторым. Ну, типа, если по миру ходить, можно любыми пачками ходить, там, с хилом, каким угодно. А вот и если в бездну, то тогда надо это, конечно, уже 2 пачки сделать качественные. Тогда лучше вот и Аяку, и Ганьюй в 2 разные пачки поместить. Тогда будет эффективность гораздо выше. Ну вот, докачиваешь, короче, все артефакты легендарные до там 20 уровня. Ну, по стандарту, короче. Там сет вот этот вот. В принципе, нормальный сет у тебя. Вот, можно использовать его. Только золотые нужны артефакты легендарные. 45-й ранг нужен. Вот 45-й ранг прокачай. Пока, короче, надо именно по сюжетке тебе двигаться. Мне так кажется, что ты даже это, как бы, сюжетку еще не выполнил. Прям надо упереться в сюжетку и до упора ее выполнять. И квесты ежедневные выполнять. Вот все. А потом уже, когда там дойдешь до легендарных артефактов, можно уже думать какие-то сеты, там и что-то такое. Там артефакты собирать там. И так далее. Чем можно не упарываться, просто по сюжетке идти, только отряд какой-нибудь сделать, чтобы там сюжетных боссов можно было нормально дамажить. Это тебе еще хорошие персонажи попались. Так часто бывает, что какое-нибудь говно выпадет, и приходится с этим играть. Некоторые вообще крутят стандартный баннер. В итоге говноперсонажей наберут, там Делюка какого-нибудь. Ну, хотя Делюк
Solidify.
поначалу, кстати, тоже неплохо. За сколько примерно по времени можно прокачать репутацию Манштадте с 4 уровня до конца? Ой, я не могу сказать точно. Там в неделях время ну, исчисляется, то есть вот точно сколько не могу сказать, потому что я просто прохожу. В любом случае золото дают каждую неделю. Ну, наверное. Ну, опять-таки, что я буду говорить, я не могу точно сказать. Ну, наверное, месяц, может быть, больше. Вот, еще одну нашу.
Solidify.
Take flight.
Щитовик тебе нужен, конечно. Дед. Или какой-то другой щитовик, ну, там, не знаю. Сейчас покажу даже какие щитовики. Ну, дед не скоро, наверное, будет. Ну вот, на Эль тебе нужна. Или, ну, на худой конец хотя бы. Ну, Диона тоже подойдет, да. Диона тоже нормальный перс, на самом деле. И как раз будет бонус от 2 ледяных персов, если Диону поместить. Да, Диону я могу посоветовать, но хотя, конечно, дед лучше. Так, по-моему, тут еще. Лучше не спешите, просто многие спешат куда-то в этой игре, а тут спешить не надо никуда. Ты просто выполняешь, постепенно вот ивенты появляются, задания появляются, ты это постепенно выполняешь и так далее. Когда спешишь, людей можно насмешить. Но вначале лучше поспешить именно с сюжеткой, чтобы докачаться там, ну, хотя бы до 30 уровня, чтобы, если что, ивенты выполнять опять-таки. Но лучше там до 40-го, до 45-го, вернее, уровня, чтобы артефакты легендарные уже собирать нормально, хоть какой-то сет, чтобы был. Там не запариваться сильно с артефактами, но легендарки должны быть 20 уровня, а потом уже можно прокачивать точечно, то есть там уже на каждый артефакт можно упор делать, там критин собирать и так далее. Я не понимаю, где еще вроде тут должно быть точно. Точно помню, что тут еще должны быть цветки сакуры. А вон еще один. Эта игра такая, она в долгую, скажем так. То есть есть игры типа RPG, где ты можешь вот взять там и за один день и прокачаться. Но тебе придет, ну там ты будешь играть целыми днями там и так далее. А тут каждый день, но понемногу надо играть там. По часу достаточно. Час-два, ну, может 3 иногда, если опять сюжетка длинная. То есть можно ходить изучать мир и так далее там. Собирать ресурсы, это тоже много времени занимает. А вот те, кто создал аккаунт в 2020 году, например, и просто выполнял все ивенты, ну, еще покупал прем-аккаунты, боевой пропуск, даже пускай они даже не донатили почти на премо-гемы там, у них к этому моменту уже, к 22 году, у них на аккаунте там столько персов накопилось. Уже очень хороший аккаунт, на котором можно нагибать даже, в принципе. Хотя кого тут нагибать? Единственное место, где ну реально сильные персы нужны, это бездна и все. ПВП-то тут нет. Ну, 10 штук осталось. Но мне так кажется, что 10 штук я не наберу. Это надо долго искать.
I will have order.
I'm going in. My apologies.
Вот еще одну. По-моему, тут было еще.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Вот как всегда чуть-чуть не хватает и... Нету. Я еще с Аякой, когда качал Аяку, тоже отрядно ходил, искал.
Osman.
8 штук не хватает. Можно подождать или вот как раз сейчас кому-то в мир зайти. Вот еще одну. Семь штук осталось. Ладно, потом дособираю, наверное. Еще по одной штуке искать. Такой себе.
We should look for a place to take shelter.
Are you going to hold a festival? May knowledge guide you.
Solidify!
Let me weave you a verse.
This is order. Stabilize!
The fuse is lit! Lighter, please.
Stabilize!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's light it up! Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Witness.
I will have order! Solidify!
I'm going in.
Order guide you. Rise!
A festive reprise. Time for a light show.
Stabilize!
No, my sword. Ring cutter.
This is order.
The fuse is lit. Everybody stand back! Let's light it up! Go Bishop down! Time for a light show!
Order guide you.
Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword! Let me... The fuse is lit!
О, 45 уровень. Скоро боевой пропуск закончится и... Короче, долго потом ждать, конечно. Чтобы он опять возобновился. С него очень много ресурсов падает.
Stabilize. This is order.
Teamwork is dreamwork! A festive reprise! Time for a light show! Let's light it up!
И, кстати,
I can no longer hold back.
I will have
я мог
order.
бы помочь кому-то, если кому-то нужна помощь. Ну, хотя я не супер там король этой игры, но новичкам мог бы помочь, например, там пройти какой-то там какого-нибудь босса там или кого-нибудь там поизбивать, так скажем. Атаки. Отстой.
Stabilize.
I'm going in! I can no longer hold back. No, my sword! Rain out! Fire hazard! Here come the fireworks!
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Let's light it up!
Так. Вот с этими артефактами постоянно такая фигня. Падает всякий хлам. Зачастую.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword. Rain cutter.
This is order. Stabilize.
I'm going in. Let me lead you.
Stabilize.
The fuse is lit.
Бля. Свалился. Блин, долго тут идти до другого конца. Прям в ноль смолу потратил.
Place to take shelter. I'll be fine.
Gather.
Rain outlines your fate. Time to act.
Блин, да сколько тут диалогов, а? Четыре дня. Надо добивать, конечно, ивент этот.
Solidify.
Know my sword. Witness the power of fire hazard.
Примагемов совсем мало.
Add Astra. Add Astra. I am sorry, but you have not.
Что, еще одно задание где-то?
We should look for a place to take shelter. I'll be fine, but we don't want you catching a cold.
Gather! Here comes Order guide you.
Rain outlines your fate.
This isn't good.
Add Astra. Thank you for completing.
Haven't you heard? There's a strange one.
Так, основное я сделал.
This realm is. If you ever.
Надо бы все-таки выполнить это.
Ah, you're here. It appears everyone has arrived. Last night, I visited a former servant who once worked for my family. I was able to learn the entirety of what happened. In my great-grandfather's generation, the Ishin art was tasked with forging an important goshinto according to an ancient forging diagram. Though all the craftsmen involved were very experienced, the process was still unsuccessful. Every blade that was... When the deadline came, the blade still wasn't finished. So the craftsmen all fled and hid for fear of punishment. The Kaedahara clan and Yashiro Commission then conducted an investigation. My great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan however, they met fierce resistance from the craftsmen, and in the end they were unable. The Kaedahara clan was severely punished for the swordsmiths that had escaped, and the family gradually fell into... Moreover, I heard that the head of the Kamisato clan was injured by the fleeing swordsmiths, which combined with his advanced age caused him to pass away shortly thereafter.
Yes. The sudden passing of the family head left the Kamisato clan leaderless. Treacherous people took advantage of the situation and put the family status in... This single incident had profound effects. Even after the position as head of the clan was passed to my father, the Kamisato clan still wasn't able to regain its prior reputation. But, thanks to my brother, everything is getting better now.
The failure to forge the blade was ultimately attributed to a lack of required skill and finesse. The Kaedahara clan and the Yashiro Commission always believed that was the case. However, the story of the 5 Kasen seems to imply that the failure didn't stem from a lack of skill, but rather, the diagram had been tampered with by someone. Miss Kamisato, I heard yesterday that the Yashiro Commission has still kept the diagram. Might I ask you to do me a favor?
Yes, I understand. I will go back and search for the diagram. Please come meet me at the
Дворец в черных тонах. Дворец черных тонах. Дворец в черных тонах.
Everyone, I've managed to find the old diagram.
Though the diagram is well preserved, you can still tell that it's seen at least
Whoa, that's pretty old. Is it still
At this point, we can only try our luck and see how we fare.
Although the effect is not too obvious, you can still see that some word Kazuha. This is clear evidence that this chart was indeed tampered with. Someone
I see. But I fear that I've discovered this secret. When my grandfather was young, he proposed reviving the Ishin art many times to my great-grandfather. But my grandfather was only scolded for being too foolhardy. Yesterday, the former family servant said that my great-grandfather even went to the Yashiro Commission to request that diagram from the head of the Kamisato clan. He then showed that diagram to my grandfather and asked him and his subordinates to try to... Sure enough, my grandfather also failed. My great-grandfather then told him, if you can't find the secret within, then the Ishin art deserves... My grandfather left Inazuma in a rage after hearing those words. Looking back at it now, the argument between the two of them was simply...
Oh, Kazuha.
I heard that your great-grandfather was very industrious when he was young, but later in life, he no longer bothered with the forging arts. It appears that his failure took quite a...
Kazuha, did your great-grandfather really say, if you can't find the secret within?
Yes. The servant said that he personally heard those words, and still remembers them very clearly. My grandfather was so angry at the time that he smashed my great-grandfather's cherished bonsai tree.
Yes, it appears that you understand my meaning. Kazuha, if your great-grandfather thought that the Ishin art lacked finesse, then after witnessing his son's failure, wouldn't he have said something more along the lines of, your skills aren't sufficient? But instead he said, if you can't find the secret within. Don't you find that a little...
Huh? So you're saying my great-grandfather may have very well known that the failure would...
Yes. The current evidence suggests that is
I apologize, but would you all please accompany me to the Tenryou? After I became a wanted criminal, the Tenryou Commission seized my family's last remaining estate, which contained all of my family's... I want to inquire about the whereabouts of those belongings. If I can find them...
All right, let's get moving.
Let's get moving. Мне длинный квест.
What are you all doing here? Did something happen on Rito?
Kujo Sara. Perhaps you...
Yes, I do. You're Kaedehara Kazuha, a wanted criminal during the Vision Hunt decree. However, you're...
Sara, we'd like to ask about the Kaedehara clan's property that was seized by the Tenryou Commission. Do you know where all...
Yes, the items seized at that time are currently stored in the warehouse next to the police station. Since Kaedehara has come back to Inazuma, those items...
No, I'm afraid you misunderstand. I'm not here to reclaim those belongings. I just want to investigate them.
I see. All right, I'll inform the police station.
Thank you, Sara!
Kaedehara.
That's all in the past now, Kujo-Sara. There's no need to mention it again. I know you've also had your own convictions, and... However, may I ask something of you?
Yes? What is...
Currently, I have no plans to stay in Inazuma. As a result, Madam Kujo, I believe you are a person of integrity. After our investigation is over, I'd like to ask if you can handle those belongings for me. Please.
All right, I understand. I'll be sure to take care of it.
Добряк. Свое имущество приказал продать и раздать бедным. Это как в том меме. Как там? Жаль этого добряка. Хороший был мужик.
You must be here to investigate the Kaedehara clan's belongings. Well, Madam Kujo's already informed me of the situation. The Kaedehara clan's belongings are stored in this warehouse. Unfortunately, the items are scattered throughout in order to save space. However, I have clearly marked the corresponding items, so they shouldn't be too I'll be waiting for you at the door. Please, come see me if you require any assistance.
Kazuha, since the items are scattered throughout the building, I propose we split up and look...
Yes, sounds like a plan. Thanks for your help, everyone.
Oh, it's you. Unfortunately.
Whoa, this folding screen.
Yes. Perhaps if it were better maintained, then it could fetch a decent price. However, I doubt it could be sold in its... I was taking a closer look just now and noticed a large piece of dirt caught in the fabric fibers on the back side. The soil is deeply embedded into the cloth. That means a great deal of force was used when the dirt was lodged into the cloth. It's likely that this patch of dirt is from the very flower pot thrown by Kazuha, because this is not what we are looking for now. Let me think. If I wanted to leave a message behind, I would probably...
Albedo seems to be thinking pretty hard. Wait. What did you find, Shincho?
I found quite the pile of old books. These books here are all related to smelting steel, and these are about the process of forging blades. This pile over here is all about plants and flowers.
Там, где книги, там сенсу.
The books about plants and flowers must have belonged to Kazuha's great-grandfather.
I skimmed through them just now, but I didn't find anything particularly worth noting. I shall take a closer look and let you know if I find anything.
There must be some around here somewhere. Do you see all these pots here? Some of them are bound to have liquor inside, right?
Hey!
Алкаш.
Everyone else is trying hard to
Хотя он
help, and
только
you're over
об
here looking
алкоголе
for a
думает.
I merely jest, of course. Come on, we're close to uncovering...
Well, Paimon doesn't really get why Kazuha told Sara to... What if we don't end up finding anything today? Then wouldn't Kazuha lose the chance?
I know you are worried about Kazuha, but if you ask me, he is stronger than you think. Since Kazuha made such a request to Sara, that indicates he's already made his choice. Whether we find out the truth or not today, or whatever it turns out to be, he's ready to accept it. No, not intuition. Rather, I've lived for a long time now, so you could say I have some experience in reading people. Leave the things here to me. You two can look around elsewhere.
Oh, it's you. I'm currently investigating.
Oh, since the Kaidahara clan was a family of renowned swordsmiths, then this blade should be super valuable, right?
I'm afraid not. Although the sword rack is made of fine wood, the swords placed here appear to be quite ordinary. Due to the dire financial situation of the late Kaidahara clan, everything of value has probably been sold off already. The blade on the sword hasn't been sharpened, but there are many signs of use on the hilt. Perhaps...
Let Paimon see! Oh, there seems to be a couple uneven characters etched into the scabbard. Kazu... Paimon can imagine what Kazuha was like as a kid.
I will continue investigating here and call you if I find anything interesting.
Everyone, I've found something that you should all have a look at. This flower pot was in my house for a long time. I heard that it was left behind by my...
Yeah, the plants seem to have been dead for a while.
Well, after my great-grandfather stopped studying the forging arts, he picked up the hobby of keeping bonsai plants. Most of his prized plants were given to others once he became seriously ill. But he specifically left behind this dead plant at the time, and even instructed my grandfather. My grandfather deeply regretted that he never managed to reconcile with my great-grandfather, so he left the plant exactly as it was. But now that I think about it, my great-grandfather could very well have left it behind.
Now that you mention it...
Yes. Let's take a closer look, shall we?
We finally found something! It's only a bunch of blank paper. Do you think someone already discovered the compartment and swapped the contents?
No, I do not think that is the case here. See the paper? It's quite yellowed, which means it's very old.
You mean to say that these sheets have been written with special ink, like that which Miss Kamisato found before?
Yes, I agree with this hypothesis.
Okay, let's give it a dunk then.
There is a pond outside the police station. I'll use the water there.
Well, how did it go? Those weren't just plain old sheets of...
Just as everyone guessed, after I sprinkled some water onto the paper, writing did indeed begin to appear on it.
Oh? What does the letter say?
It is. I'll tell you what my great-grandfather knew at the time, but before that, I wish to take you somewhere. Everyone, please follow me.
Let's get down to business. Stabilize.
Off we go!
I will have order.
No, my sword! Rain outlines your fate.
Kaedehara, why did you lead us to this beach?
It is. In fact, my great-grandfather and the head of the our hypothesis was correct. My great-grandfather was well aware of the truth behind the defective blades. And it was right here where they encountered the... It reads, "To whoever reads this letter, I, Kaedehara Yoshinori, have been held to a certain secret throughout my entire life. I don't have much longer in this. All those years ago, when I was pursuing the swordsmiths alongside Commissioner Kamisato of the Yashiro Commission, I was not injured by one of the fleeing smiths. Rather,
it was night, and after the clues led us down to shore, I waited for the culprits to show themselves. However, this stranger claimed to be the one behind the failed forgings, and said that he had been patiently waiting for us. He then threatened to destroy the That person was of able body, and in a blink of an eye, myself and the accompanying samurai had been defeated. Commissioner Kamisato was severely wounded, and I barely escaped death myself. My hat had fortunately blunted a blow to my head. The unusual stranger could have easily claimed my life at that moment. But, after noticing my appearance, he stopped his attacks. I answered that it was my father's surname, and after my father disappeared, I was adopted by the Kaedehara family. Upon hearing my answer, the stranger paused. After a long silence, he suddenly said, "Tell her this. My name is Kunikuzushi." He then turned and left.
Wow. So that's what really...
yes. My great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan escaped from death and learned, however, due to the encounter, the head of the Kamisato clan was worried that my great-grandfather would be falsely accused of being involved with the perpetrator. So even on his deathbed, the master of the Kamisato clan cautioned my great-grandfather to never speak of what happened, because the perpetrator said he would destroy the Raiden Gokaden. My great-grandfather worried that the perpetrator would still return for vengeance. So, he said, "As the leader of the Kaedehara clan, I am deeply ashamed to witness the decline of the Isshin art. But as a father, it is my priority to ensure the safety of my children." Yes, that's right. If my grandpa had somehow discovered the secret, unfortunately, he failed to catch any of the hints. Miss Kamisato, it appears you were unaware of the happenings that...
I suppose the reason the head of the Kamisato house never spoke of this to the family was due if the perpetrator was capable of tampering with even the Shogun's diagrams and could single-handedly defeat many men. I will discuss this matter with Brother shortly and investigate the identity behind the one called Kuni Kuzushi.
To be honest, as I read the letter, I felt much turbulence in my heart. My great-grandfather said in the letter that he did not wish his descendants to blindly seek revenge and be deceived by things of the past. Though he was in a tight situation when he wrote these words, I feel like they are still... I think what's most important for each person is not the past, but the present. Even though we must carry the burdens from the past, there are also things, therefore, knowing the truth behind what happened is enough for me. That being said, if the enemy from all those years ago is still lurking and plotting to stir up more trouble, then I definitely won't turn a blind. These are simply insights I've gathered. Thank you all for accompanying me in my search for...
Great! Now that we're done here, let's head back to Rito.
Go. Ну чё в смысле, а? Не понял. Где моя корона, а? Ой, сенсу. Истинная форма 5 цветов. А вот она, корона. Привет, ТТ Смолс. Ничего не выпало. Так, 6, 12, 12, 15. Все, 15 круток я сделал. «20 дней до окончания». Да, далековато мне, однако. До гаранта, я так понимаю. Я хочу корону забрать.
Boats are made. For transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come
Стенная
across
форма
me
5
tend to
цветов.
stay a while.
Это чё вообще за квест?
So it is where many things come to settle.
Today is the final stage of the Iridori Festival. Not only will there be Shincho's signing event, but Albedo's painting of Kuranushi will also be unveiled.
Hello, traveler. Paimon?
Albedo, why is the portrait of Kuranushi all covered up? Paimon wants to see what you're...
Don't worry. The unveiling ceremony will be starting shortly. You'll see what it looks like then. I will say that I'm most satisfied with this particular work. I even made a special trip to see someone in order to complete it. They gave me... Is that so? Anyway, there is...
If you're tired from walking all around the festival, how about you sit right here and try my
Well,
Inazuman snack?
hello.
Hey! What are you two doing together? Don't think we didn't see you two chatting up a storm just now. The moment we came over, you stopped talking.
Is that so? I'm afraid you're just overthinking things.
We were merely discussing wine and food. I'm sure you two wouldn't be interested.
Вино и еду обсуждали.
Speaking of good sides with sake, I personally prefer fried tofu.
Forget it. Even if those two are plotting something, they'd still never let us know.
Пайман такая смешная.
Ah, greetings, traveler. Paimon.
Greetings.
Oh, Ayato! We finally get to see the busiest person of all.
Yes, there were many things which required my attention these past few days. Fortunately, the Iridori Festival is proceeding smoothly. The Tri-Commission cooperated closely to prepare this festival, so at long last, I can take a...
Brother and I are very grateful for your help.
Toma sure is taking his sweet time.
Yes. Today is one of the rare occasions when Brother isn't busy. I was going to buy some books, but he said he wanted to come along. His treat. However...
Paimon didn't think Ayato could ever be forgetful like that.
Brother always works diligently, and it's rare for him to ever put his duties to the side and relax. So, Toma and I really cherish such moments when he's forgetful.
Traveler, Paimon, it's a pleasure to see you. Indeed it did. Thanks to you, the signing event went off without a hitch.
Shincho, is it just Paimon or...
You aren't mistaken. Though I'm ashamed to admit it. But in fact, I have been on the... After all, I came to Inazuma under the pretext of evaluating a potential investment. If an acquaintance were to see me sitting here, then there would be no way to hide the... Fortunately, the crowds of readers that came flocking over have kept the usual tourists at bay. Oh, I should mention, Shu is also unaware of the real purpose of my trip. If you happen to meet him, please, remember to keep it a secret. Then, please accept my thanks in advance. I'm sorry that I can't chat long. There are still readers waiting in line. I'll see you later at the unveiling ceremony for Kuro...
Kazuha, what are you doing here? Why aren't you at the festival?
I came here to take in the sea breeze. Such a bustling atmosphere is never... I knew you were still... Thank you. But please, don't worry. The things I said in front of everyone weren't just pretty-sounding excuses. Look. See this familiar harbor in front of us? Before, you could sit here all day without seeing a single ship pass through. But now, it's become a... Not only are foreigners coming to Inazuma again, but traffic between here and Watatsumi Island has also been picking up.
Yeah, Inazuma has already started to change, huh?
I was thinking, in some ways, each and every one of us... It might take a different amount of time for different people. But there will inevitably come a day when each person can let go of their... And when they finally let go, they are free to follow the wind as they please.
It's time for the portrait's unveiling ceremony. Let's head over to the Five Kasen Plaza.
Конечный квест, уже 40 минут идет один квест.
Everyone, welcome to the magnificent Iridori Festival. Today, we have ushered in the final stage of our festival, and now we will reveal the final portrait of the Five Kasen, Kuranushi, which was done by none other than...
Paimon has no idea what Albedo's portrait looks like. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking.
Let's all count down together. 3, 2, 1... Huh? What's this? This piece depicts nothing but a background. I suppose Calx must have forgotten to include the character. Let's hear some words from Calx himself regarding the creative process behind this piece.
Hello, everyone. First, I would like to say that it was an honor to be invited to create the portraits of the Five Kasen. The Five Kasen are legendary figures from ancient Inazuma, famous for their works of poetry. As time passed, poems were composed about them, and they became... I learned from existing sources about those stories that the character of Kuranushi is the deepest and most differing of the Five Kasen. Moreover, Kuranushi lacks a dedicated chapter among the stories. It's as if he is a behind-the-scenes role of the Five Kasen. Perhaps we can assume that every creator had a different understanding of Kuranushi. So, in the same way, after all, the Iridori Festival is a place for everyone to express their minds through creative works.
Yep, that's Albedo for ya. His super logical explanation is sure to win every... Well, it seems that our adventures at the Iridori Festival have come to a close. Huh? Well, oh, right! We still haven't figured out who... Really? Come on then, who is it? Tell Paimon! Well, that makes sense. Otherwise, there'd be no way to give the right paper to the right person every time. Right. Even though they were using stories to hint us toward Shincho's troubles, the real goal was to lead us to solve the secrets of the Kaidahara clan. Paimon gets it now. Well, at least Paimon thinks she knows. Let's go! We'll get to the bottom of this.
Да ёп, вы издеваетесь.
Oh, are you asking about the... But things may be a little...
Ayato! You're the one behind the stories of the Five Kasen! But don't you think you overdid it a little? Leading all your friends on a wild hunt like that?
Это было очевидно.
As it just so happens, one of the reasons I'm here today is to explain the details behind this.
Huh. Paimon wants to see how you'll explain yourself out of this.
First of all, the start of this whole incident was due to mere happenstance. You see, Lady Yai happened to catch sight of Shincho and the editor carrying the books away one night. She thought it was interesting, so she...
Huh? So it was Miko after all! Paimon knew it! This thing had Miko written all over it!
That's right. But using the story of the Five Kasen to guide you to the Kaidahara family's secrets was my As for my roundabout approach, well, that was something which I had... Yes. Due to a certain incident that occurred earlier, I happened to notice the bonsai plants left behind by Kaedehara Yoshinori. I knew there was more than meets the eye regarding those papers, but it took me some time to figure out the secret behind the ink, the kind that would only appear when exposed to water. What Kaedehara Yoshinori said in the letter is very important for both the Kamisato clan and the descendants of the Kaedehara clan. The Kaedehara clan used to be subordinates of the Kamisato clan. It was my ancestors who were unable to protect them all those years ago. So now, this obligation fell on. Although he has the right to know the truth, the closer he draws to things hidden out of sight, the closer he also draws to danger. Of course, I could outright tell him the truth that I had discovered, but maybe he doesn't have the will that's required. In that case, the truth would only become a burden to him. If he lacks the ability, then he wouldn't be able to find the truth in the first place. In which case, it would be better to keep him away from danger altogether. Kaedehara Yoshinori left his message in a roundabout way precisely for this reason. For a long time, I yearned for a suitable opportunity to convey this matter. Right up until the night when
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Yeah, it wasn't only Kazuha. You brought all...
I figured you would. I merely saw that this matter would be of value to you. And more importantly, I hoped that while Kazuha and Ayaka were looking for the answers together, they would have some reliable friends who would be willing to protect them and make measured decisions. Friends who would spare no effort to lend a helping hand in times of trouble. Because it is also very likely that you will face the same enemy together in the future. You already know the answer deep down inside, don't you? The answer is actually hidden in the portrait of Kuronushi. When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eyes. As for the means of revealing that answer, well, you have used it many times.
Дадут мне корону, наконец, или не дадут?
It's getting pretty late, so nobody else is around now. So Ayato must have been telling us to splash water on the... It's the Balladeer!
Сказитель?
So he was the one behind the trouble all those years ago!
When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eyes. As for the means of revealing that answer, well, you have used... Also, there's one last thing that we must... I mentioned earlier that the occurrence of a certain incident made me notice the bonsai plants. It was just after the Shogun announced the abolition of the Sakoku decree. I heard that something had happened at the Tenryou Commission. They had discovered signs that someone had entered the warehouse storing the Commission's articles of evidence and confiscated items. But nothing was stolen. I felt something unusual about that incident. So I told Kujo-Sara of the Tenryou Commission to treat it as if nothing happened. She was not to increase the guard or relocate the warehouse. In the meantime, I sent a member of the Shumatsuban to keep watch over the warehouse. And sure enough, someone was sneaking in and rummaging.
You mean he was up?
I let him search for a while, but in the end, he found nothing. Soon after, he...
Why didn't you send someone to catch him?
The best way to protect a secret is to treat it as if it doesn't exist, is it not? Besides, after he left Inazuma, I carefully checked the Kaedehara clan's belongings one by one, and eventually discovered the papers in the hidden compartment of... I am certain that the papers are the secret which the infiltrator sought to find, though he couldn't So, now on to my final... Which part of Kaedehara Yoshinori's experiences was the secret that needed to be protected? I don't have an answer to... As for now, please, enjoy yourselves at the Iridori Festival.
Чё, наконец-то все, нет? Моя корона. Это пиздец долгое задание. Охренеть просто какой. Да, что такое? Не понял, а?